Episode 26. What are you up to? Lucas's face twitched. He immediately sped up to 150 kilometers per hour and drove toward the university. He lost count of the red lights he had run through, and the police cars that chased after them, but gave up after seeing Dario's license plate. 9 minutes later, Lucas wiped off the cold sweat from his forehead and stopped the car. He was relieved that he made it on time. He did not dare to be Dario's driver without the Fast and Furious technique. In the dorm, Jade said to herself, "Forget it, Jade, just give up. No one will help you. What could you do even if you attended the audition? With so many people around, you would not be selected. For your entire life, you will only be able to play insignificant roles." She sat on the chilling floor with a poker face. However, just when she was feeling utter despair, there was a sudden knock on the door. Jade immediately jumped up from the floor. There was someone there, Jade said to herself. When one door shuts, another opens. "Who's out there?" Jade hurriedly stood up and shouted excitedly. "Who do you think?" A calm and mellow voice sounded outside the door. Jade could hardly believe it. "It can't be Dario? Is that you?" Oh God, why did he come? Something didn't seem right. How did he know she was here? Who else could it be other than me? It's really you. Jade took a stool and climbed to the small window on the washstand. She saw Dario, who wore a tidy suit and looked handsome as he stood at the door. Dario lifted his head and gazed at her with an enigmatic smile. "What's the matter? Are you happy to see me?" At that moment, Jade felt as if her heart was about to pound out of her chest. No, can you do me a favor?" "Sure," Dario said to her straightforwardly. "Can you open the door for me? The door was locked from the outside." Jade looked at him with puppy eyes and pleaded with him. Even if she did not ask, Dario would still have helped her. However, when he saw her begging him, Dario's heart was touched. He had an evil smile as he stared into her eyes and said indifferently, "Sure, but what can you do for me if I help you?" Jade did not put too much thought into what she said. All she wanted to do was get out of there as soon as possible, so she blurted out, "I'll do anything for you." "Oh? Are you sure?" Dario's gaze instantly sharpened upon hearing her. There seemed to be another meaning behind his words. Without waiting for Jade to reconsider, Dario asked, "Where's the key?" "Oh, it's here." Jade immediately took out the key from her pocket and threw it to him. In just a second, the door was open. Jade was very grateful and excited. "Yeah, that's great." As soon as the door opened, she saw a pair of shiny leather shoes step into her dorm room. He was wearing a black suit, which made him look sedate and noble. Not a single trace of emotion could be seen on his handsome face. The room seemed incompatible with his expression. He looked even nobler beside Jade, who was wearing cheap clothes. Jade did not really expect him to come after they talked on the phone. He was like a god who always appeared during her hard times. Jade stumbled, forgetting that she was standing on a stool. She slipped and fell in the direction where Dario stood. Just when she thought she was going to die from the pain, Dario quickly reached out his hand and caught her. Jade was frightened out of her wits and wrapped her arms around his neck in a panic. She also did not notice that Dario's eyes were full of nervousness and worry. "Can't wait to repay your gratitude. I never said that a hug would be enough." Dario embraced her delicate body and smirked. He hugged her even more tightly, afraid that she might fall again. Jade leaned against his chest and listened to his heartbeat. Only then did she come back to her senses and escape from his embrace. She looked at him with an embarrassed expression. She felt that the situation was too embarrassing for her. She secretly looked at him and realized that he was dressed very formally that day. Even his hair was well combed. He must have had an important meeting to attend. Thank you." Jade had lost count of how many times she had thanked him. "You're welcome. I didn't save you for nothing." Dario squinted his eyes and revealed a smile. Seeing that she was about to struggle out of his embrace, he immediately tightened his grip. Jade was so close to Dario that it made her feel uncomfortable. She really wanted to escape, but the more she struggled, the tighter he hugged her. So, she just stopped moving. "Mr. Foster, please let go of me. I'm fine now," Jade whispered as she lowered her head. She did not know why, but she felt suffocated every time she saw him. "Didn't you just say that you would do anything for me? Dario lowered his star-like eyes as he looked into her eyes. His seductive voice made her have wild thoughts. Then what do you want me to do?" Jade's heart trembled. She really could not read his thoughts. Dario stared at her without saying a word, and the smile on his face made her feel extremely uneasy. Jade restlessly twisted her waist, and she blushed instantly. She shouted loudly, "I won't let you do that. Other than that, I'm fine with anything." "Oh, that thing? What do you mean by that thing?" Dario looked at her rosy face with a faint smile and pretended to not understand what she was saying. Jade did not answer. He always had a way of making her speechless. "You're the one who said it. You told me not to do that again, or you'll break my legs," Jade said in a domineering tone as she imitated his words. Dario burst into laughter when he saw her imitate him. Was that not what he said yesterday? "You can really remember my words well." Dario squinted his eyes and stared at her. Jade lowered her head in embarrassment and was about to clasp her hands. However, when she thought about Dario's fearsome look, she resisted the urge. "Tisk, tisk, what are you thinking? You look so innocent, but your thoughts are filthy." Dario patted her on her little head. Jade almost fainted. She's filthy? Was he not the one who taught her all these things?